You know what's so exciting? We are at episode 44. Hey, wait a second. What does 44 mean? I'm in the numbers, girl. I'm all about the numbers. But the other day I was jumping on a call at 5:55. Oh, that was metrics, 5:55 last night. I was like, oh, I just get the tingles with these numbers. And when I saw this morning that I was jumping on for episode 44, I was like, oh, baby, here we go. Couldn't be a better episode. 44, 4 amplified twice. It's all about practicalities. It's all about your manifesting your goals through determination. It's actually persevering through the tough times and coming out the other side. Your spirit guides are always with you, helping you build your dreams. So episode 44, we're talking about the dreams being built. But also I want to speak to the reciprocity. So I think this is something that's so powerful in the giving and the receiving. So we see 44 is 4 twice. So the duality of 4, you've got the giving and the receiving when you're building your dreams. So let's dive in. Right now there's a lot of force happening because as the markets are shifting, people are stressed out, businesses are struggling. Like, let's be real. The coaching industry is changing. The spiritual industry is changing as well. Like, everything's changing. I held a women's circle a week ago and everyone's moving through transition. And even I've been moving through transition in my own way as well. A lot of the times I will talk and I'm talking for the sake of talking, but I just can't do that anymore. I want to talk when I feel called to say something. And this morning I woke up and I felt so called to say something. And it is this transactional world that we live in business. And as more businesses are struggling, I'm looking out there and I can see what's happening. More free offers are going out. I know for a fact that I launched a free offer myself, the digital asset blueprint, a couple of weeks ago. And I just follow these little nudges when I'm guided to do that. And I do those things without the expectation of receiving anything in return. Where in the business world, people are told, launch free offers so you can generate leads, so you can make sales. So they're like, well, shit, what lead magnet can I do? What can I create? What can I do? What free event? What free workshop? There's going to be a lot of free shit. Like, you heard it from Abby Rose first. There's going to be a lot of free shit flooding your Facebook feeds. And that's okay too, because I think there should be a lot of free shit out there. There should be a lot of stuff available to people that is easily accessible, that helps people for where they're at. But what I'm speaking to is the reciprocity, universal reciprocity. And when you're in business for a transaction, expecting, I'm going to do a free lead magnet so I can make a sale, you're missing the point. I think I've seen one guy, he's posted like 5 different free offerings. And when I read it, I can just feel the desperation behind him. And, that's not his fault. There's desperation in the marketplace. We're going into unprecedented times. People are struggling. People are not knowing, where their next sale is going to come from. I know a couple of other business coaching and consultants who haven't made a sale in 2 months. You're going to see people slashing prices of things. This is the market, and this is what happens. We have peaks and troughs. We have these market cycles. But when you do something just to make money, that's transactional. And when we move into 5D business, I'm the spiritual accountant and I don't operate in ledgers with the universe. I operate in ledgers with business because it gives me data on what I can then speak to universe about. So this giving without expectation of receiving is going to be such a powerful shift for a business owner. Because as we go into these times, people are struggling, people are stressed out, people are wanting more bang for their buck. So what's going to stand out is not someone who just gives the bare minimum. It's what's going to stand out is someone who goes above and beyond. Someone who goes, well, here you've paid for this service, but I actually want you to have this, 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 and this as well. And actually form a connection, right? Connection and community. When we go into times of recession, the wellness space also takes a little bit of a spike. People want to nourish themselves, but also community spaces spike as well. People gravitate towards communities. So where you are in your business right now, or where you are in your finances right now, we need to just pause for a minute before you go running off to the next strategy, running off to the next business coach, running off to the next funnel or the next bro marketing tactic. I want you to actually pause for a minute. I seen a post in another group. It was a chick, she was looking for some support to redefine her offers. And there's a lot of coaches out there that help people redefine their branding and their offers. It's a really important part of business. But one of the biggest things I see in this space is people build offers around their capabilities, yes, what they can do, what they can give, but you're missing what people actually want as well. So you spend all this time creating this offer, creating this product or this service that you think people want. Do they actually want that? Is the real question. The offer didn't flop because you got it wrong. The offer flopped because you forgot to ask your market what they actually wanted. It could be the right offer, just with a few adjustments to suit the market. I wanted to speak to this reciprocity, and I love the sun analogy because it just makes it so real. And, you know, the sun, it gives and gives and gives. And you think the byproduct of the sun giving its warmth, its rays, its light, it gives life. Plants grow. Humanity is nurtured through the sun. I mean, tell me a time where you've gone to lay out in the sun and soak up all of those rays and you've left that experience going, oh, I feel shit now. Can you think of a time? I can't. It's life-giving. So I want you to think of your business in the same way. How is your business life-giving? How are you life-giving? When you shine your light in your business and you share that with the world, your gifts, your passions, your skills, your talents, the impact that creates, the life that creates, that's the businesses that are going to evolve and innovate through these tough times. And I think these are the pieces that are going to be important to carry, because we're seeing the death of falsehoods. We're seeing the death of fakeness, falseness, over promising and under delivering. It's shifting. So this is where your business and you are going to be held into account for that, into integrity. If you genuinely come from a place of wanting to help people and being of service, you're going to flourish in these times. That I can be absolutely sure of. So I was prompted with this is because I'm always looking at the market. I'm always looking at people. I'm always feeling in, and it's not to wrong anyone, but it's just to remind you of why you do what you do. Because if we keep thinking about business as the transaction, you're missing the point. 5D business is being part of the solution, and being part of that solution is creating and innovating ways that help people at such a deep and genuine level, regardless of the transaction. The transaction gets to be a beautiful byproduct. And what I've seen is when the transaction is set fairly in an equitable manner where both parties benefit, the resources can multiply. Not because you've set a high price point and know your worth. Ultimately, our price points on our products and services can be infinite because our worthiness is infinite. We have infinite worth and abundance. But we also have to price our things according to the market. So a lot of these things that people have been overpricing for the last little bit. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. What value, right? Now, I know it's a bit of a juxtaposition because it's like on one hand, Abby, I'm confused because you're saying it's infinite value and you can't actually quantify the value of your products and services. Therefore, why should we have to price it at such a level? Well, what I'm saying is we actually need to shift our own mindset around this and seeing the value from the financial element, seeing the value of an exponential element that goes beyond finances so that you can be okay with the financial element that matches the current market that we're in. Because if you have resentment around your pricing or resentment around overgiving and undercharging, or you have guilt around undercharging and overgiving, the universe is going to respond to that as well. And it's just going to give you opportunities for you to overcome and balance that out, right? It'll give you clients that will pay, but then you underdeliver and then they're pissed off and they want refunds. And then it'll give you people that you give yourself away at such a cheap price and then you end up doing more work for them that you anticipated, right? These are the lessons of finding the universal balance of reciprocity. So what we want to do is we want to come to a center. We want to come to like harmony within the reciprocity. And like, it doesn't matter if I get X, Y, Z, because it's not even about that. It's about what happens in someone when they experience you. And they could experience you on a platform where they pay nothing to experience you. Or they could experience you in an intimate setting where they pay to be there. Also, it doesn't mean, over giving yourself as well. Like, the sun doesn't share its rays at the expense of itself. You're the same. You've still got to have boundaries around your giving and receiving. You've still got to feel comfortable around what you give and how you receive. And there's a lot of people that to and fro, right? So it's always like one or the other, right? We're either over giving or we're under giving. A lot of people talk about giving from an overflowing cup. Well, sometimes we're human and our cups are not always overflowing. So it's not about having an endless overflow. It's not being some magical waterfall at the top of a mountain that somehow has all of this water coming. Like, have you ever wondered, on a mountain, at the top of a mountain when there's a waterfall, like where does all that water come from? It's weird. I've wondered that sometimes, but we're human. We're not a waterfall. We're human. So sometimes the waterfall runs dry. So it's not about keep giving even when you're running dry. It's knowing who you are, knowing when your cup is full and when it's not, and acting accordingly. It's understanding who you are. It's okay to say no. It's okay to honor your boundaries, and it's okay to sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do as well. So it's knowing the discernment in that. I mean, there's so many nuances to this, but I feel like the true reciprocity is activated when you remove transaction, when you stop keeping count, keeping score and going, well, manifestation is not putting your order in with the universe, right, and expecting it to be delivered, right? It's not like, I seen an analogy once, you're at a table and it's like the universe is the waiter and the waiter comes over and you make your order, but you don't know what your order is and you don't know when it's going to be delivered, right? It's not even like that. There's wants and desires, but those wants and desires are your soul expanding you to something new, a new way of being, a new aspect of yourself that feels deserving. in some way. It's not just sitting back and waiting one day the spiritual lottery will pay out. The reciprocity is just putting it all down and going, I'm just going to be me and know that the ripple effect of being me will come back to me in however the universe wants to deliver that. So I'm open to the opportunities and I'm listening. I'm open to new relationships and people and nurturing those, because that's an important element as well. And I'm open to the byproduct of all of that being the money that lands, right? The money that lands in your bank account is the byproduct of what you give to the world and the impacts of that. So I never look at money as the end goal. I don't keep count because it fluctuates. There are times of avalanches of abundance, and then there are other times of hibernation, winters, where you need reserves. It's not always, a linear, I'm just always financially abundant. Well, we are technically, actually, edit delete that, because we are always financially abundant. It's just access, right? It's access to that financial abundance. Do you have access to it? Because it's all around you. You've just got to access it and then embody it and then take the action towards it. I go on so many tangents, right? How many tangents have I just been on in the last 10 minutes? I like to take people on a journey, and that's just my brain, because I go here, 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 but then we connect all the dots and come back to what truly matters. And I think what really matters right now, like if you're in business and you're feeling the pinch and you're feeling the struggle, or you're worried about the economy, or you're worried about taxes or finances, or before you just jump into the next strategy, or before you just, like, this is why I love my immersions so much, because yes, it's a business event. Yes, I teach in the space, but the whole point of the space is to pause, because you're not going to know the next strategy. Like if we just keep jumping from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, it's just an endless cycle. And you're just forever keeping score. And then forever in this pendulum swing from giving, receiving, overgiving, undergiving, feeling empty, feeling full. So we want to come back to a bit of balance and harmony around that. So you don't have to come to my immersion for that, but if you want to, you can reach out. But just take some time, and it's the most unproductive thing that you could feel like you're doing. But time and space, you might have noticed, or you might not have noticed, it's been a while since my last podcast. Taking time, right? Because when we force things, we're forcing it from that transactional level. But when we move and we flow, we sit back and we wait and we observe and we connect and we, all of these things, the strategy actually ends up revealing itself. So these immersions aren't a place where I tell you what the next strategy is to do. It's where we actually pause. We clear some of the gunk. The number one thing people say is, oh my God, Abby, like clarity people get. And it's because we actually just clear all the gunk out of the way. And when all that gunk is, all that noise is removed, and you can just sit in the spaciousness of the present moment, the strategy reveals itself. It's inside of you, because you know your business better than anyone else. You know your business better than I do. You know your market better than anyone else. So you're going to know what to do. So when we mix the market, the economy, what's happening, the collective, and your business and your soul and connection, you'll never need another business coach again. Your soul is your business coach. But you got to learn to read. You got to learn to listen. You got to learn to move. And instead of connecting to your soul because you want to create this business. Like, again, that's not the reason. You want that connection because you trust yourself. You want to guide yourself. You want to lead in a certain way. That's the reason for the connection. And then because you do that, you then can share that with other people as well. Right? So it's these expectations that we keep putting on ourselves that is actually blocking your connection. So remove the expectation. Remove the expectation that, oh, well, I did this, so because I did it, I should get this. That's just noise. That's like mind chatter noise that is keeping you distracted from your true purpose. So before you make the next strategy, you can, if you're feeling like you're in a little bit of overwhelm right now and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I'm not this or I'm not that. Don't worry. Don't worry. Because the worry is just going to perpetuate more of the same. Take space, take time, connect with your people, have conversations, connect with yourself, actually listen. And then the strategy will reveal itself. Do a little meditation. I got some meditations on my free resource page. Head over there if you want one. Maybe I'll add another one. This is prompting me. Yay. If you want a meditation, comment below and I'll do it. I'll create that. Sometimes I even need the meditations as well. I'm not perfect. I have ups and downs. God knows, you guys know I've had some downs, but that's part of it. That's what shapes you. It's what shapes you. So when you are taking this time, I want you to set yourself the intention that you want to release any expectation that you have on yourself, on the universe, any score or accounting that you're keeping. Just let it go. Cut those cords and then wait for the magic to happen. Shine because you can. Or what is it? Like the sun doesn't shine. It just is bright. It's shiny. Not because you feel like you have to, but because you just do. Such a different energy. I feel like I've just come out of some weird fucking reality shifting, paradigm breaking vortex of a birth canal. And it's been so painful. And I just woke up this morning with so much joy. I think actually when I was leaving the house, my partner was like, why the fuck she's so happy today? He's like, what? Who are you? What have you done with my girlfriend? Not that I haven't been happy, but it's just, I think when you're going through transition and you're rebirthing, sometimes you don't know what's on the other side. But when that clarity lands and you're like, I finally came out the other side. I feel like I've finally come out. Me and my friend Joe's would always be like, now I'm living. This is living, but it's just a new level and it's beautiful. It feels so juicy. It feels so good. It feels warm, like the sun is shining and I just feel the warmth of that. And that's what the darkness is for. That's what the journey is for. That's what the struggles are for. Because without it, I wouldn't even be here doing this, saying this, sharing this, expressing this. And yeah, it just feels so nice. It feels easy. I feel relaxed and calm. I think that's one of the biggest things. A lot of people have been watching my journey and following my journey, and I do get a lot of people saying that, man, you got big balls, like you've got massive kahunas. And like, yeah, cool, thanks. I just like sort of brush it off a little bit because I don't want to draw too much attention to the fear that sometimes is there. But I think like it's just such a pleasure. It actually is a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be able to experience the things that I've experienced so that I can come out the other side and share from a space that has experienced those things. And if you can go through some of the darkest times, you know, some of the biggest struggles and come out the other side, like kudos to you. Like that's what living is, you know? That's what life is about. You're not going to have the success without the failures. So, yeah, I feel like I've just rebirthed as well this, you know, new and improved version of Abby Rose and the spiritual accountant, and I'm excited for what's ahead for that. And I feel there's a lot of people that are going through similar transitions. So I want you to know there's goodness. There's so much goodness on the other side. It's not all doom and gloom. But I also want to recognize and honor you for being in the trenches and doing the work, because I'm not the only one. I'm absolutely not the only one. And just stay committed, trust yourself, and know that the ever unfolding of life is always working in your favor.